Good evening and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but nothing's gonna grow. Okay, there's potato harvest number one, y'all. I'm embarrassed. First of all, y'all know I did everything, but I'm thinking that this front just wasn't a good bed for these potatoes, because remember, I just threw them on the ground. A lot of them couldn't even take root because you have to have enough soil underneath so that the potatoes can take root and grow the potatoes. So that was mistake number one. This ground is hard. They just laid on top of the ground right where I threw them. Perhaps I should have turned the soil before I laid the potatoes. I'm thinking that's what I should have done. So, yeah, I'm embarrassed, but I'm not upset. Because the one thing I can say is this is more potatoes than I've ever gotten. But they just little teeny tiny things, and they were ready to pull. I did have some rotten ones. They're in the bag there. And then I kept a few out for you to see. These were the seed potatoes. Most of the seed potatoes were in excellent shape. These were the ones that rotted out. And then, of course, I harvested more slugs in this bed than I did potatoes. So therefore, sent those to the upper room. So therefore, the potatoes that were in excellent shape, I mean, they had sprouted the roots and everything, but they didn't sprout a plant. So what I did was I just broke it down and I decided to plant them the Irish way. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I decided to do that. And I don't know if you all know of the Irish way. The Irish way is when you throw your potatoes, your seed potatoes, usually on the ground or in the ground at the end of summer. And then just like garlic, you would plant it just like you would garlic, like in October. And my garlic, by the way, got harvested. I will show you that in a minute. I planted that garlic on the 24th of September of last year. And I think I did pretty good with that. I mean, they're not gigantic bulbs, but they're just about the size of the last batch. So I'm not complaining at all. It's enough for me to eat, that's for sure. But anyway, yeah, so the Irish way is when you plant your potatoes either during fall or at the end of fall, and then they will come up in the spring, usually after the last frost, or in March they'll come up, or once it starts getting warm. And when they come up, they'll begin to grow. Then you fertilize them, and you would, heal them the same way. And you can actually harvest those whenever the plants die back. So you might get an April harvest, or you may end up getting, depending on your climate, you may end up getting a May harvest, so on and so forth, depending on how your weather runs. For me, doing this, these will probably, if they come up again this summer, and that's possible, they can start growing again. If they do, then I'll let them grow, and then I'll harvest them in October. But if they don't come up, they will definitely come up next year, probably in March. So I'll just let them stay, but I'll never buy potatoes to plant in this bed again. I'll plant other things. Like I said, the garlic did good. And how I know I should have dug this land is when I planted the garlic, I dug it. I dug a hole, and I actually dropped the garlic in the hole. And that garlic took root, and it did what it was supposed to do. Had I done that for the potatoes, but I'm saying roots out because they always said just throw the potatoes on the ground, but loose ground, okay? So that's where I messed up. So I'm gonna save this hay. I'm gonna put the potato slop there into the compost bin. I'll do that tomorrow. And I'll save this hay and let it break down over the winter. And I'll keep an eye on this bed. Once this hay breaks down and leaves and different things that I pour in it, then I may try potatoes again. But I could still plant other things in this bed next year. I might throw my patty pan in there. Hey, why not? Okay, that one that's in the greenhouse that I've just found out, is a patty pan. Okay, so let's look at the garlic here. There it is. Like I said, it's not gigantic, but I think that the garlic is a respectable size, and they were definitely ready, and they're super wet. In fact, one of them, see that one, is damaged, and that wasn't from me, because the ground was so moist that I was able to just pull up the stalk and they came up. So either something ate that, or possibly it might have started breaking apart because of the moisture. But these are super wet. They're wetter than the ones that I harvested earlier, a month ago or 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna cure them, and that one I'll eat right away, that one that's damaged. The rest of them were not damaged, but I believe if I had left them in a little bit longer, perhaps they would have grown some more because the leaves hadn't died back all the way, perhaps. But we have rain coming yet again on tomorrow, and so I didn't want to take a chance with the garlic nor the potatoes, as if I had something. I really just didn't know what these potatoes had done. I was all happy and excited because I was seeing potatoes, but I was looking at the seed potato. But underneath and attached to the plant, I got these small potatoes. So obviously they didn't get fertilized enough. And I mean, I fertilized them, I amended that soil really well. I fertilized them at least 4 times over the past 4 months here. So, but these are the type of potatoes I have always grown. So the only way that I have not tried, I've done Irish way before, and no, I didn't get much. I got little potatoes, but I did get potatoes. Last year, little potatoes, I tried it in the container last year. So the only way that I have never planted potatoes, the one and only way, is in the ground. So guess what, y'all? I think next year I'm gonna try in the ground and see what happens. And Diana, yes, I am gonna go back to that video that you did and look at it and see exactly what you did to get your potatoes, because they look good, and I'm happy for you, girl. And this isn't over. Y'all know I still have those keyhole garden potatoes. We'll see if those did a little better. And I don't think I was looking at the seed potatoes up top. And the only reason I say that is because that is full of hay, it's full of dirt, it's full of leaves. And I mean, it had bags and bags of soil in it. And I dug up, I had that plastic underneath. So I know that that's some deep soil for the potatoes to have taken root. So I want to say I expect that bed to do better. I'll be positive and say I expect that bed to do better. And we'll find out on the 15th of July. But, because I am leaving them in there, rain or no rain, I'm gonna just leave them in there. But, yeah, I expect that bed to do better because I had more soil, and I know that those potatoes could take root in the soil, and I've yet to have anything to fail in that keyhole garden. So that's the reason why I'm staying positive. So I'm embarrassed today, but 15 days from now or 14 days from now, I'll be a happy camper. But even with these small ones, hey, I can get a meal out of that. I can do something with them. So I'm gonna go on and cure them up and let it be a lesson. Dig your soil. So, yep. And like I said, I'll get these garlic cured. I'm not even gonna cut the stalks. I cut the last ones. I'm gonna leave these, and I'm gonna just let them hang in there, and they can dry. And then later on, I'll cut them up. Yep. Alrighty. So y'all. Oh, and I meant to tell y'all. Guess where I was most of the day? The hospital. Turns out I woke up. Remember I was telling y'all that my back's been hurting? Well, this morning I woke up, my back was really hurting again, and I had put a heating pad on. I had been taking pain pills, and then the pain just kept coming back. And so I noticed that the pain started radiating like down the middle and through my sides. And then I said, I better go get this checked out. And so come to find out, I have a UTI. So they gave me a antibiotic, and I have to follow up with my doctor in a week, which I will, because they didn't run blood at the hospital, but they did everything else. And so I was kind of, surprised that they didn't draw blood, or labs rather. But the stuff that they did do, everything was abnormal. on it, everything. So it kind of has me worried. That could be some of the issues, you know, because I hadn't been feeling good. And I was like, oh, this can't be, you know, sleep apnea related if that's what it is. And I was like, it's something different going on, my throat, you know, all that stuff. So therefore, now I've taken my first dose of the antibiotic, and of course it's a horse pill, so I had to cut it into 8 little chunks just to get it down. But when I took the pill an hour later, because it's been a couple of hours now, an hour later, I felt a lot better. The pain dissipated, so I know that it took effect. And it's an 800 milligram pill. It's 600 of one thing is Bactrim DS. So it's double strength, and it's one thing, the sulfate or sulfur, and then the other thing is called try something. I forgot the name. But anyway, the doctor said that's a good medication used to treat, you know, the problem that I have. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow. And I do plan to finish every one. So my little trip, he told me that I could go, because I asked him, is it okay to travel? He was like, yeah. He's like, you can travel. He just told me what to watch out for. He said if you develop a fever, or if pain gets worse, or if you don't see an improvement, those types of things, then he said get to your nearest ER. He was like, so that means if you're out of town and that happens, do it. So I told my sister about it, and I don't think anything will happen. And like I said, you know, I'm taking the medicine. I just hope that this pain subsides, and I can take the pain pill, so I'll do that. And I'll still use the heating pad overnight, and well, not overnight, but this evening when I sit down to watch TV, and we'll see how it all turns out for me. I have a feeling I'll start feeling better immediately. Yep. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna get off of here. We're short today. Yeah, I'm bummed out about the potatoes, but then I'm happy too. I don't know how to feel. It's just no different than what I've always done. So, you know, we'll see what happens on the 15th. Now, if I get a good harvest on that day, then that will make up for everything. And if it's like this, I'm gonna be, shoot, I don't know what to do at that point. I have done everything. I mean, I have put down amendments. I have used, you know, the phosphorus, a lot of that. Now, Carrie told me what she did, and that's what I didn't do, because they always said don't do that. And I'm like, okay, so perhaps that's what I'll do, because the proof is in the pudding, as I always say. Carrie got a nice harvest, and she had been trying to grow potatoes for 5 years like me too. So, yep, I'm gonna follow what y'all doing. I bet y'all get some next year. Oh, I just found another garlic, y'all. Didn't even see that one. Yep. So I need to count them. Oh, and another thing, I will plant garlic again. I will, definitely, this spring. So I'm not going to order it from Keen, because it costs too much for those few little bulbs that they sent me. But I'm satisfied with them. I'll get my variety from the Grow Club this fall. And I'm probably, I don't know where I want to put them. I like to try to rotate. If I'm planting in the ground, I try to rotate, but I might stick them right back there, because, you know, it's still soft from the hole that was there and stuff. I might move it back an inch or up an inch. I might do that and put them, you know, right back in this spot, but I'll move it over to where, you know, it's not in the exact same spot that I had the other ones. So we'll see. I'll decide in the fall while it's raining and I'm trying to plant. Okay, you guys, so I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye. Oh, and I'll be watching y'all videos, because Diana, I need to finish yours. I haven't watched any other than the beginning of Diana's, because it popped up on my page as soon as I logged on. But girl, I am happy for you. Those are some beautiful spuds that you got. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.